Stephan Media. This is the first of my weekly wrap-up episode, I guess I would call it. Okay, where we cover more topics that I didn't get to cover during the week. All right, so one of the topics we're going to cover is Brandy. Why did she walk off stage? Does she have a reason for doing it? We'll look into that. Also, Brian McKnight won a massive lawsuit against his ex-wife. And Kim Kardashian doesn't know the price of milk. All right, and also make sure you stick around to the end for the Stephan's bag check episode. He'll be discussing money tips, stock market, etc. All right, so without further ado, let's get to it.
I'd like to know a little bit more about what like a milk carton costs, and I don't have a concept of what like certain simple things cost. It could be $1 million,
right? You got a lot of
cheap,
babe. It looks great.
Hey, Kim K doesn't know what the price of milk costs. You know what? There are problems out there that's really, really complicated. All right. Sometimes Steph had to cover those topics. All right. But then there's times where something that's really, really simple, a really simple solution, okay? And I think I got this one. I got this one. Kim, if you don't know the price of milk, try this. Go to Walmart. As simple as that. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's it. All right. So the next topic we're gonna have, you all remember the actor Robert Englund, known for Freddy Krueger? All right, well, he's getting his star on the Walk of Fame. I'll read it to you. I'll read it. So Robert Englund will be honored with the 2,826 star on the Walk of Fame on Halloween. So they're giving Freddy Krueger his star on Halloween. This is pretty dope. The star will be unveiled at 6644 Hollywood Boulevard. England will receive his star in the category of motion pictures, joining MC Steve Nyson will be Elle Roth and Heather Langer Kemp. Okay, so go ahead, Robert Englund, Mr. Freddy Krueger himself. I'm old school. Y'all remember that? Yeah, I'm an old school guy, so I remember Krueger. Yeah, he was that dude. He was that dude. They started getting cheesy towards the end, but the first few Nightmare on Elm Street movies were phenomenal. They're pretty good movies. All right. Yeah, go ahead, Robert. Do your thing, bro. All right. So our next topic is going to be Brandy. Brandy was apparently performing with Monica in Chicago over the weekend, and apparently she walked off stage. I have a brief video right here. Go ahead, Brandy. Brandy dipped. Brandy got the hell up out of there. Man, Brandy seemed to be a cool person and seemed to be, credible. She stands to have a good reputation. I'll put it like that. So why would she walk off stage like that? Was it malfunction? Did somebody in the crowd say something to her? Did she feel threatened? Well, let's see what she said, because she addressed it on the next day. So what did Brandy say? I have an article right here. Brandy explains why she abruptly left the stage during a concert with Monica. Brandy had fans worried after abruptly leaving the stage during her concert with Monica on Saturday night. The duo performed as part of their The Boy Is Mine tour at the United Center in Chicago on Saturday night. In videos posted online, Brandy can be heard saying, "Give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta get my..." She didn't finish the sentence, but left the stage and did not return. She said that in the video, but it's kind of hard to hear. On Sunday, she posted to her Instagram account an explanation why. Addressed her message to her dear fans of Chicago. Brandy wrote, "Thank you for all the overwhelming love, support, and most importantly, your prayers. I sincerely apologize for the abrupt end to last night's performance in Chicago. After weeks of nonstop rehearsals, last night I experienced dehydration and feelings of wanting to faint. Everyone involved agreed that prioritizing my well-being was of the utmost importance." So there you have it. Yeah, she was about to faint. So I don't blame her. Yeah, the last thing you want is to be caught on camera fainting, because that would have caused a whole nother spew of events that would have happened, right? People were talking about, is she this? Is she on drugs? Is she on what's what with Brandy? Is she sick? Is she whatever? So she did the right thing. Health is always number one. So hey, I don't blame her, man. She left. She got out of there. She got the hell up out of there. So my next report is going to be about Gilbert Arenas. All right. So apparently he did not own his channel 100%. Okay. I didn't know that, and apparently other people did not know that either. And something else I will say, well, you know what? I get into that after I watch the video.
And here's the business part.
You have to wait till the football season.
Oh, okay. So here from the business
so
side,
y'all got to get the fuck out the way. So.
Now, from the business side of it, is when it comes to like fantasy and betting companies, for some reason, football generates more money, right? So like football season.
For those who do not know, the Gilbert Arenas show is sponsored by a massive betting agency. I can't think of the name right now, but it's sponsored by a massive betting agency. Okay, so we all knew that, but we didn't know what he's about to say.
You know, on how everything goes every week. A lot of these companies make a lot of money during the football season. So how they're going to do for the year is depicted on football, not basketball. So no matter how great our numbers are, business-wise, football generates the most money with the fantasies and all of that. So it's not about how great our show is, it's how much money is generated through the sport. We were just an anomaly. No one knew.
The show that sponsors, the company that sponsors this show is Underdog. Okay, just for clarification, it's Underdog.
Who was going to bust out like we did, right? They had us as basketball, and they had like 9 football shows, and we was outperforming all of them combined.
So for those who do not know, to give you a little bit of clarification, what happened was Gilbert Arenas show went off, not off air, but they stopped releasing shows for a couple months, right, over the summer, maybe 2 months. And when the show came back to YouTube, it went from being called Gil's Arena to The Arena. All right. Now, I'll say this, right? Am I the only one? I guess I'm a doofus, right? Am I the only one who did not realize that the name of the show was a play on his name? I didn't realize that till this came out. And I'm like, because his name is Gilbert Arenas and the show was called Gil's Arena. Surprised he did not get a copyright on that name because it's very unique. It was dope. And plus his show was amazing. He has an amazing podcast.
Timestamp.
But you're saying y'all generate more for fantasy, not from a viewership standpoint.
No, we do both. We outperform everybody in both categories.
I'm saying for y'all though. I'm assuming the reason why is because they are willing to provide more for the football show.
Yeah, I guess it's they got a football show that they think can help them get those numbers that they're looking for. So
what he just articulated was that, so whatever the name of the show is again, the company, Underdog. So Underdog makes more money off people betting on football than they do off people betting on basketball. So what they did was they took his show kind of off, and they trying to, I guess, restructure it in a way to where they can get more views for their football, since that's where the money is as far as them. Now, Gilbert Arenas goes on to say in this episode that that his show makes around $4 to $5 million a year. Okay. But apparently they were getting paid, him and his crew was getting paid a lot more than that, as you will see.
They want to try it out. So they're going to try it out for this year and see what happens.
Shout out, man. Shout out.
No, but look, I'm going to be on playback. We're going to be.
So what he said also is that his show is coming on 4 or 5 times a week. It's going to go from that to only twice a week. Okay. That's going to be a huge hit for the fans of the show. I didn't watch it all the time, but I catch quite a few episodes on it here and there. But the fans who was watching it, is gonna definitely miss that.
You don't play back low. So yeah. So I'm gonna do my thing, low. It don't matter. We gonna be on here.
Yeah.
You know, we just ain't gonna be in the arena.
Although I got that media
in
credential
office.
too for
we gonna be in office, low.
Okay, I gotta go to Milwaukee for sure.
We're gonna be in battle mode, low. I might shit. Hey, look, to be honest, low, I got so much time. I might fuck around, come to your crib. Oh, what you doing over there, man? You know what I mean? Have one of those 24-hour streams.
No.
Lo said no, he ain't doing 24 hours. He said no.
So we have a question.
24-hour stream, low.
I'm not doing a 24-hour stream. What the hell?
Lo should. Y'all see what Cass and I do with 24-hour streams? Lo should definitely take that offer. I ain't gonna cap. I'm not gonna lie. Lo should definitely take that offer, whoever Lo is, because I never watched the channel either, but he has some type of pub because Gil is on the show, so.
Gil, we have a question from 2K God. He said, question from 2K God. He said, if football is popping, why do they have to take over your channel? Why couldn't they make their own channel and make that pop?
Exactly, that's a good question. What he's asking is, if football is where Underdog makes all their money from, why not just exploit that, but still let Gilbert Arenas do what he do on his show? Because his show was very popular. I mean, if the football shows aren't making money, and the Gilbert Arenas show is making some type of money, even though it's not sports betting money, it's still money in general. So I don't quite understand why Underdog would take that approach to just cut his show, even though it's outperforming all the other shows on, I guess, the network.
Question mark.
That's what we would have said. That was the argument. But as a family,
am I asking too many questions?
No. As a company, no. As a company, you don't want to start from the beginning. Most people don't like the grind of anything, right? You know, they want something that's already turnkey and go. So why should they start from the beginning? Listen, we are expensive. We're not your average podcast expenses. We get paid a lot of money. So because they pay us a lot of money and we not taking no pay cuts in here, if they say your ass gonna do 2 days a week and we want to try what they do for 3 days a week and we keep our money, hey man, do your thing, man. We'll see. Shit. Do your thing, man, right? Because at the end of the day, we can say, oh, hell nah, fuck that. And then they start cutting contracts. So if they want to go ahead and try 3 days a week until football season's over with and then recheck their hand, cool. Everybody still got their jobs.
Employment is key.
But I can tell you this. With the way our contracts is doing, they could say, hey man, we're gonna let about 6-7 of y'all go. And turn y'all.
So he's saying the reason why he went with it is because he did not want to lose. He did not want to lose some of his show's workers. You know, everybody was getting paid according to him. And so he knew if they would have fought back on that, gave any pushback, that they would start cutting contracts to the people who they feel as though they may not need, just to generate the extra income needed to exploit the football portion of it. All right, so I get that as well.
Last and two.
Who owns the channel?
Here it is.
50-50.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds like 49-59. I mean, 51-49.
No. Well, okay. So here was the deal. So, because
this is the part where he breaks down of how he kind of lost control of his channel.
this is my question.
Okay.
So this was my original channel that I built.
Okay.
When I started podcasting and then went to Fubo, and then because we was on linear, we was on Fubo Network.
It's the same channel from that? It's the same channel from Fubo?
Yeah. No, but I had Fubo create their own channel, and this channel stayed dormant from 2018 to 2023. So basically, what I did is I said, here, we can use my channel instead of going with what was that? Showtime. What was that first company that was trying to come in?
Showtime Basketball, right?
Yeah. So I said instead of us going on Showtime, I got a YouTube channel. And I said, listen, I'll give you guys 50% of the YouTube channel if you guys fund it. If you guys can have full control, like where it comes to thumbnails, creating, because I didn't know nothing about none of that. So you guys had the infrastructure. You give me the infrastructure, we're good. And that's how it went.
How long does that last?
I'm a free agent, and we're me and Joe free.
I think that's good enough. So do you agree with that? Or do you see his point? So when I first heard the story, I'm like, man, he done for giving up his channel, because I'm looking at what his channel is doing today. Okay, I'm looking at the popularity of his channel. I'm looking at how his channel is completely crushing the other sports channels out there. So I'm looking at that, right? But if we go back to 2017, 2018, when he said the channel's inception, he said the channel was laying dormant. Okay, so I guess I got to give him a pass for this one, right? Because he wasn't using the channel at all. He was not using the channel at all. And the company comes in and say, hey, we can work out a deal to where we're sponsor your channel. He said, cool, y'all sponsor it. Y'all take up all the cost. Y'all build a studio, y'all pay our salaries, y'all do all of that, and y'all have full control. Because once again, he's not using it for anything. It was just there. All right. So once I dissected it and heard his reasoning, I could kind of understand why he did that, right? Because once again, him and his staff is making crazy amounts of money for this. And like I say, he said his channel is making $45 million per year, which is great. But according to him, his staffing is getting paid more than that. All right, these are huge contracts out here. So yeah, I guess we can give him a pass a little bit, man. Like I said, we can, what they call it, Monday quarterback, whatever. We can say, no, he was stupid for that, because look at his channel now. But once again, we looking at what the knowledge we have of his channel right now. His channel was doing nothing back in 2018. All right, 2018, 2019, it was nothing. But right now it's popping. It's popping, right? Like I said, I'm surprised he did not. Now I'm shocked about that. I will say I'm shocked he did not trademark the name Gilbert Arenas, because that's awfully clever. His name is Gilbert Arenas, and his show is called Gilbert Arenas. That's dope. Okay, our next story. Brian McKnight has a massive lawsuit against his ex-wife. Let's find out for what. But let's see what he had to say to his Instagram followers. Okay, go ahead, Brian.
It's been a long journey getting to this day, October 16th, 2025, but we are here.
Look at those white teeths. Look at those teeths. Them joints are white. They damn near glowing in the dark, bruh.
In the English countryside, about an hour and a half outside of London, and the verdict is in. We've been quiet.
Yo, should I grow my beard out like Brian McKnight? Should I grow it out a little bit, y'all? I got a tip, y'all. I give out a heads up. Most times in the winter, I tend to grow it out, but whatever. We talking about Brian, not me. It's about Brian, Will. Chill out.
Listening to liars continue to lie and keeping to ourselves, living and loving our life, as we said, leaving everything in God's hands and letting our lawyer do the talking. But according to the courts, trying to ruin my name and trying to bring harm to my family in a book filled with lies equals
defamation.
$8.8 million. And this is just the beginning, because anyone and everyone that helped promote these lies will hear from my lawyer in the days to come. No weapon formed against us shall.
I'm not a lawyer, but they say defamation is extremely hard to prove. Well, it's hard to win in court. Okay, as we seen, is my video, last week, Drake lost that lawsuit against UMG. Where they promoted, he feels as though they promoted Kendrick calling him a PDF. Y'all know what that stands for? So yeah, it's hard to prove a defamation lawsuit from what I've heard, but he just won it.
Prosper. That from my voicemail is the voice of a liar.
Do not text Nico again.
Listen to what the wife say.
Do not. Call Nico again. Leilani, if you are also checking these messages, that goes for you as well. I am very serious about this. Do not text him, period.
Why would she be telling this man not to text his children?
Period. Please understand that. And Brian, you know me. You know me. And you know that I mean what I'm saying to you.
She sound like she can whoop his. I'm not gonna say the word, but why do women talk to men like that? Okay, when they know they probably can't do what they say they're gonna do, or at least what they're threatening to do. But let's see what Brian says after that.
It's been a long journey.
Oh, that's it. Okay. But yeah, he won a massive $8.8 million lawsuit. We're gonna get into. Let's go to the next one right quick. All right, so I want to figure out what did he accuse her of, because it's pretty fascinating when a man wins, for one, over a lawsuit against a woman, for starters, and then two, a defamation lawsuit. So this is like double jeopardy, but kind of in reverse in a positive way. Okay, but it said Brian claimed Julie, his ex-wife, made false statements about him in her book titled Mama Bear Beautifully Blended. Specifically, the reports say the suit alleges she portrayed him as an abusive husband and neglectful father to their children. And it came into the tune of $8.8 million. I don't know how that sounds on this microphone, but okay. Wow. But I'm going to reserve judgment for now because I don't really know everything that happened in there. So I don't really want to say, I don't want to give an opinion on that other than, you know, the fact that it's hard to win defamation lawsuits and, you know, men going against women, especially ex-wives. So it's usually in reverse though. So yeah, I'm going to reserve judgment in that regard. But I will say he is the only guy out there right now that can say I'm rich, bitch, and not get sued for it. Okay, we're about wrapping up here, but I want to end it in. Have y'all noticed how Saudi Arabia and those Middle Eastern countries are either buying up a lot of our stuff over here, or are creating avenues for, I guess, athletes and stuff to make money over there by paying them ridiculous amounts of money? It's also a story where they're paying comedians an obscene amount of money for a comedy show. Obscene. I think Dave Chappelle going to be performing at that show. Well, this goes along those lines. All right, Jay-Z. I'll just read the article. Jay-Z meets with senior member of Abu Dhabi. The last time I heard Abu Dhabi was it was some movie, but my bad. Jay-Z meets with senior member of Abu Dhabi's royal family to explore global ventures. And he says, he says, I met with Sean Jay-Z Carter, chairman of Rock Nation, together with Jay Brown, vice chairman, and Albert O'Neill Robinson Jr., chief executive officer of Marcy Penn Capital Partners, where we discussed the future of the entertainment industry and the technological transformations driven by AI in this vital field, as well as the importance of balancing innovation with data protection and the rights of creators. We also discussed Abu Dhabi's efforts to transform into a service-led economy powered by AI and advanced technology, further strengthening the Emirati's position. What is that word? Emirati? Steph, how you say that? Emirati position as a leading global destination for culture, creativity, tourism, and entertainment. All right. The reason why I brought this article up is I've been seeing a lot of Middle Eastern countries. They have a ton of money, right? You know, we get our oil from there. But they have a ton of money and they've been throwing it around a lot lately. And so I think these are like stories like these, you gotta start paying attention to it. Because if they continue to consume or make it so we have to go to them to get entertainment or anything, right? Because wasn't it the story where I think Saudi Arabia was trying to get WWE? I could be wrong there, whatever, but it's kind of scary, you know? Like imagine if things like these, if stories like this persist, right? And if we extrapolate that, right? If we do this for years, decades, etc., we can have to go to them. They're going to own America. They're going to own America. If they're trying to buy teams, they're trying to buy Saudi Arabia is trying to they've invested $1 billion into a Hollywood studio or startup Hollywood studio or something like that. I couldn't find facts on it, but I seen the story earlier this week. Once again, I think it was kind of scary, man, because like we seen how they treat their people in that country, right? So do we want that? So do you think it's a smart idea for us to be conversing with them like this? Do you think it's smart? Like Jay-Z, he's one of our biggest entertainers in the world, one of our richest guys. He talking with them, and I don't think that's cool. I don't think that's cool. All right. Like I said, I just don't think it's cool. I just leave it at that. So what do you think about the weekly wrap up? All right. If you have any opinions on anything I've stated, put it down in the comment section. But like I always say, this show is not over yet. Of course, we have Stephan with his bag check episode, but we're going to do something a little bit different this time. All right. I got Steph glasses right here. These are his glasses. All right. So let's try something. Let's try something. And here you go, Steph. Stephan from Stephan Media. This is another episode of Bag Check. Okay. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the famous quote from the great Warren Buffett. All right. And the quote is, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." Okay. For those who do not know, Warren Buffett is the most successful stock market investor of all time. He has a net worth of around $147 billion. He's been investing for decades at this point. Okay. He's mentioned amongst the richest people in the world, and he don't own his own company. You know, he has an investment company, but he doesn't have his own company like a Walmart, an Apple, etc. He doesn't have those. All right. But he's mentioned amongst the greats, or amongst the richest on the planet, just from investing in companies. Okay. So his quote, "Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful." What he's talking about is people are fearful when the stock market drops. When the stock market dips, people who has money in the market they're pulling their hair out. You know, they're pulling their hair out. They're crying. They're complaining about the stock market is a scam, etc. Okay, but what he says to do is so his point saying be greedy when they're fearful. So what he mean by that is when everybody is crying about the stock market dropping, Warren Buffett sees it as a buying opportunity. Okay, because it's cheaper now. So he says, why are you scared now that it's dropping? Right? Why don't you buy more since it's cheaper than it was yesterday or a few days ago or last month? Buy more of it. You know, it's a strategy called dollar cost averaging. I'll get into that on another episode because I can go on for days on DCA. But he believes in dollar cost averaging. Okay. When it's cheap, buy more of it. You know, if you thought, like, just to give you an example, I'll use Apple once again. So if you think Apple is a good deal to buy at $100 per share, right? You're buying multiples of shares of $100 per share, right? If you think that's a good deal, isn't it a better deal to buy it at $95? Isn't it an even better deal to buy it at $90? You know, it's cheaper, so why not buy more of it? Okay, but instead, what novice investors do is when it dips, they get scared, they sell. So they're selling at a loss, you know. But Warren Buffett says, no, once again, be greedy when they are fearful. Okay, so if everybody's scared, you should be racking up at that point. You know, the opposing point is when he says, be fearful when others are greedy. So people are greedy when the stock market is just running up. Stock market doing this, people are being greedy. They're buying more and more and more and more. Nothing wrong with that. But Warren Buffett, his outlook on it is, you know, I'm gonna wait and see what happens. Okay, because he knows that the stock market doesn't just go up every single day, every week, month after month. He knows that's not logical. That's not logical. That's not going to happen. So he's saying be fearful when everybody else is greedy. When everybody's greedy, buying Apple because it keeps going up. Warren Buffett is gonna wait till it drops. Okay, so when it drops, that's when he's gonna get greedy because now they are fearful. Now they are selling. So he's buying when they're fearful. Okay, and to illustrate this into, like, let's say everyday terms, because most people don't understand the stock market. So with the price changing, right? So let's say I don't know what a PlayStation 5 costs nowadays, but let's say it costs $500, right? And people are willing to go in there and pay $500 for it. They're going to do it. You know, it's sold millions of units, right? But now let's say just randomly on a Tuesday, you go in there and it's at $450. It's at $400, right? when you buy it, if you're already willing to buy it at $500, right? If you was willing to buy it at $500, it's a deal at $450, at $400, right? You would definitely buy it then, okay? Okay, so that illustrates the contradiction of the stock market, right? People will buy something that's on sale if it's at a store, at Walmart, at Jewel's, at whatever you can name off, right? They'll buy it because it's a sale. Well, the same thing correlates with the stock market, okay? Because instead, with people to give you an analogy, right? For people being scared when the stock market dips, it's the exact same, analogy or reasoning where if somebody goes inside Walmart and the PS5 at $400, they're scared. They're running out the door, right? Would you ever run out the door if you wanted to buy a PS5 and it was $100 cheaper, right? You wouldn't run out the door, right? You would grab it immediately and go pay for it. You would buy it, okay? And once again, people that's the correlation between the stock market and like everyday buying, and people their mindsets are just different, right? Because they get fearful when the market dips because they see themselves as losing money. Well, you only lose money when you sell, okay? Instead of selling when it dips, all right, buy more of it. Dollar cost average, right? You lower your average cost of your share if it's cheaper than what it was when you bought it, or cheaper than it was today or last week or last month, for instance, right? As long as you're investing in companies that's going to be around for a long time, name the companies we use every single day of our lives: Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon. I could go on and on. Just invest in those companies and you will be good for the most part. Okay. But with that said, I guess that's going to be it. I don't really have much else to say about this subject, but Warren Buffett, he is a great, read his book, read his strategies. His mindset will get you on track of making money. Okay. So with that said, that's going to be it for this episode. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. We have more to come. Me and Will are doing something good over here. So once again, if you want to see more of this, stick around for us. Along for the ride. Goodbye.